Welcome to The Right Stuff from Goldspot Pens, a podcast that raises you from pen noob to aficionado in less than 20 minutes. I'm your host, Tom Oddo. In this episode, I'll show you the latest pen collab from Goldspot, share my favorite collab pen, and show you how I test a new pen. Last, I'll give away something on my desk. Leading off this week's podcast is a brand new pen collaboration that's out of this world. Introducing the Edison Pen Co. Newark Blue Nebula fountain pen. For this edition, we worked with the Ohio-based Edison Pen Co. to craft a pen that captures the radiance of the cosmos. It all starts with handmade resin from Stormwind's Creations. Holographic glitter twinkles and swirls hues of purple, pink, blue, aqua, and white. Then Brian Gray and his team craft each rod into the Newark pen model. We developed this pen design back in 2019 to combine all of our favorite features of an Edison fountain pen in one fountain pen. And one of the things I like about fountain pens is a good posting fountain pen, and the Newark posts excellently well. It is a very lightweight pen because it is a little bit on the slimmer side, and it's completely made of resin except for the clip and the nib. The tapered section comes down to a little bit of, I think, around like 8 to 9 millimeters, and then it flares up into a half donut sort of shape. It's great for any type of grip, really, because your fingers won't slide down all the way to the end. It's a little bit on the narrower side, but you could always hold it a little bit farther back if you need a thicker diameter to hold it, and the threads really don't get in the way that much because they're not that sharp. The number 6 Jowo stainless steel nib is available in extra fine through broad and a 1.1 millimeter stub and an elastic fine stainless steel nib. So these are interchangeable by unscrewing them from the front grip section. And since this is a Jowo number 6 size nib, you could easily swap this nib out for another Jowo number 6 size nib unit by unscrewing it from the front grip section. This Blue Nebula is a limited edition. It is a numbered limited edition of 88 pieces made worldwide, and you could find the edition number engraved and filled in on the barrel of the pen. The Edison Blue Nebula was just launched on Monday, July 10th, available now for $199. And related to talking about the Edison Blue Nebula, I want to answer a question of the week from The Yarn Goes On, who asks, what has been your most successful collaboration fountain pen? And what has been your most favorite collaboration fountain pen? Most successful by far has been the collaboration between Narwhal and Peter Draws. To date, there have been 5 Peter pen designs, with each edition producing 1,000 pens. Here I have the most recent Peter Pen Artist Edition, which has his artwork engraved and filled in along the barrel and has his signature engraved and filled on the cap. And as for my favorite pen collaboration, I'd have to say it's the Pentertainment Podcast Limited Edition Liquid Hot Magma fountain pen made by Narwhal. With this pen, I had a chance to work with my friend and co-host of the podcast, Master Sensei Penboy Roy. The pen was explosive, lava hot, and a total success, unlike Roy's t-shirts. And now for another special collaboration. Back in popular demand is the Sailor Pro Gear British Racing Green fountain pen. We decided to bring back the BRG for a few important reasons. One, our customers were still asking, begging, pleading for this pen. Number 2, Sailor was willing to sell us more of this pen at the old pricing, which means it would be less expensive than launching a new exclusive color. And 3, because it's awesome. And I think most of you might agree. After all, the British Racing Green has 19 5-star reviews since we launched it, with this review from David R., who writes, "What's not to like? The color is exactly what I have been looking for in a pen for years. It's a Sailor Pro Gear, which means it's an outstanding pen, and the service on the sale was excellent. The only negative thing I have to say is that I am now struggling to find the exact right ink to use in it, which is clearly a first world problem." So David, for this I had updated some of my suggestions. I think I replied to the initial review on the website, but I want to refresh it with some new colors that were on our website, which is Sailor Vermont, Robert Oster Peppermint, and Diamine Dark Forest. So have at it. The Sailor BRG is only available in the regular size with a 21 karat gold nib, available in extra fine, fine, medium, or broad nib sizes, available on sale at the Goldspot website for $312. And so now for the tip of the week, I have a question from Sunshine FL, who asks, What is the best way to test a pen with new ink using the new pen? So I know that many folks will differ in their particular approach, but this is the way that I will usually test a fountain pen. And in testing a fountain pen, this is particularly what I'm looking for. How will the pen feel in my hand while I'm writing? Is it balanced? Is the grip slippery? Is it very chunky? Is it thin? Does it have a back weighted when you post the cap on the back? Then how is the feedback of the nib on paper? Is it scratchy? Is it feedbacky or butter smooth? Then how is the flow of the ink? Is it gushing? Is it very, very wet? Or is it pretty stingy and dry? Then how does the pen drive across the page? How does it respond to rapid writing? Does it prefer maybe more slower and methodical, concentrated movements? Or could you really just go crazy and just write with this thing as fast as possible? So to test, I want to use a consistent ink that I use in a variety of pens that I test. So in my case, I use Waterman Serenity Blue. It's safe, easy to clean out of pens, and since I've used it on a variety of different nib sizes and pens, I know exactly how it behaves and what kind of flow I should expect. So to test something like this Esterbrook JR fountain pen, I would then open up my ink, give the nib a quick dip, and just wipe the side of it off the bottle just to get the excess ink off. I might blot a little bit of the excess ink off with a paper towel as well, but I don't have one here. But this would give me just a good enough impression just to start with. I'll write a few lines, maybe a pangram like the Quick Brown Fox. In terms of pangrams, you could use a variety of different ones. There's the most favorite popular one, the Quick Brown Fox jumps over the lazy dog, includes one letter of every letter in the alphabet in one sentence. I also like Sphinx of Black Quartz, Judge My Vow. Or if I'm listening to music or I have TV on in the background, I might be writing lyrics that I'm hearing or particular pieces of dialogue that's happening on the screen. As I'm writing, I'll take note of the feedback quality or the ink flow quality and just kind of make a mental note of how it responds to particular angles of how I'm holding the pen as well. So I might be more inclined to write more vertically on the page where the pen is more perpendicular, or maybe keeping it at a lower acute angle where the pen is resting more on the back part of my palm. So you have to kind of keep these things in mind as far as your handwriting style is concerned. What can you keep up? Like, how do you prefer writing over the long term? And maybe give it a page or two. Give it a page or two to kind of get a good idea. You should have enough ink in that nib to last you maybe like one sheet of an A5 size paper. And some people might say, oh, well, you have to fill it to really see how it writes. Well, I know that, but in terms of like pens that you're trying out, and let's say if the pen's a demonstrator vacuum filler, it's going to be very difficult to fill the entire pen just to test it and realize, hey, this nib is really scratchy, or I'm missing a lot of strokes. It's not working out for me. Then you'd have to dump out the whole entire ink. It's just a lot of trouble. So that's why I usually just go with a little bit of a dip test, and that will give me all that I want to know about the pen, and I'll be happy with it. And this might be a pen that you might be trying in the near future. This is the Esterbrook JR Paradise, especially since it's now $50 cheaper during the month of July. Now, as you'll quickly notice, the JR is not your conventional cigar-shaped fountain pen like the SD. It's what Esterbrook refers to as their pocket fountain pen, taking on some of the characteristics of the smaller vintage J pen. The JR Paradise collection looks like delicious pen popsicles in all their various chatoyant acrylic colors. To accent this pen's elegance, Esterbrook trimmed each pen with gold-plated appointments. The pen writes with the reliable, and I just tested here so it's pretty reliable, number 5 size Jowo stainless steel nib finished in gold to match the trim. Unlike the other pocket pens that you might see on the market, the JR accepts the international size converter or cartridge, of which both are included with the pen. So don't let the summer and the JR Paradise slip away. These pens are on sale for $125 until the end of July. So congrats goes to the Yarn Goes On for winning last week's giveaway of the Retro 51 Movie Night variant pen and sleeve. For this week's giveaway, we just received these adorable sloth pen hug stickers designed by Goldspot's very talented team member, Carissa. And instead of trying to ask a question to enter the giveaway and then the possibility of getting picked, I want you guys to be able to get these stickers included with your next order at Goldspot. So this is how you can get the Sloth Pen Hug sticker for free with your next order. So on your favorite browser, go search the term fountain pen in, let's say, Google Chrome or whatever you want to use. Then you click the link for Goldspot Pens. You may have to scroll a little bit for it, but you click the link for Goldspot Pens. Then you'll add pens, goodies, whatever you want to in your shopping cart. Then as you check out, write a quick hello for Dina in the order comments. That's D-I-N-A, that's her, that's who will be looking at your orders as you're placing them. So if you get her attention and let her know that you'd like to have the Sloth Pen sticker and that Tom sent you on the podcast, then she'll do it and she'll be very, very pleased to hear from you. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of the Right Stuff podcast by Goldspot Pens. Now, go out there, put your pen to paper, and write stuff. Until next time, stay inky, my friends. Take care.